the city of the sun. You could have stayed, it's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New. Yeah.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is September 14th, 2024. It is 4:31 a.m. I've been online trying to look for tweets to share with you, and as I find some of them, and I'm posting them on my community board, both channels, PYTE and Happy Team Sussex. So probably you've seen some of them already. So this is what I have lined up. I don't know if I'll be able to record all of them. I have 7 tweets regarding, you know, Harry, Meghan, and the bookstore thing. So I'm not sure. And look, like I have something regarding Charles. Oh, I remember that. That's a tweet someone put regarding Charles to reconcile with Harry, and some stuff regarding William and Kate, but majority of them are regarding Meghan with the bookstore. And I come across some other things about politics, so that part probably will be on Happy Team Sussex. So I'm not sure which one I should do first, since I have PYTE open here. So let's do this one first. Alright, so I'm gonna do this one first, and then afterward I'll do this one for Happy Team Sussex. So I just switch them over. So we're gonna start here. Before I go on Twitter, let me just grab the link and then just look at some numbers in the background. Okay, 3,970 subscribers, new subscribers welcome. Estimate revenue $38.59. I don't know if I raised this issue on the 12th, 2 days ago. YouTube flagged one of my videos, and that video was a video back, and it's an old video. And my question with that is, if they could flag this one and don't demonetize the channel, why they didn't do the same thing for the other channel? You know, our part of Pew service, they demonetized it when I was using my own content of that same channel. It's not like, for instance, I did this. Okay, this thing is taking forever to come up. I fixed it. I just removed the part where how do you call this, they had issues with. All right, so if you want to see it, is season 3 episode 116. All right, so that's the one they flagged, and I remember fixing it before and they flagged it again, so I just cut it out. But the problem that I'm having here is they flagged this one, but they then demonetized it. But on the other channel, they completely removed the channel into the monetization program when I was using my own content. If, for instance, I did a video for PYTE, okay, it's mine, I did it and everything, and then I use it again on our part of Pew service, which is still my channel but different channel, then maybe perhaps I will understand that. But it's my own thing and on the same channel. And you know what, let's leave that alone. I could go on forever with this topic. All right, so let's look at analytics. For record purposes, 1,198 views in the last 48 hours. So let's go on Twitter. So we're gonna tackle Harry and Meghan things here. Is that the one that I did here? 41. Yeah, it's the first one on my list. So there are more pictures coming out, different angles, when Meghan and Harry went to that godmother's I think that's the name of it, Godmother's Bookstore, I think its name. All right, so this is a different angle. Duchess Meghan listening to Oprah and Shaka Senghor and conversation at the Godmother's Bookstore. So the name was there, opening event. All right, so there's Meghan right here. There's Oprah talking with this gentleman. All right. Oh, that's it. There's no comment. All right, so that's it. Let's go to the next one. This one, there's 2 images. I think it's 2 images. I don't know if they're back to back, but different caption. All right, so apparently it seems like the kids were with Harry and Meghan. So one of the things that the squad shows up here, this could be Archie's head right there. All right, but they crop his head out. Okay. People magazine reported that Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Little Bird were all at the bookstore. The children were cropped out the photo, probably at the request of the parents. Internet sleuths are convinced that red hair is Prince Archie. Right here. That could be him. All right. And this is the thing too. Harry have sued, what's the name of X? I think the X17. And I spoke about it. It probably on this channel, PYTE. Harry doesn't play, so the people know. Plus there's laws. There's law in California regarding celebrity kids, you know, kids of parents who are celebrities. So there are laws out there, and if Meghan said don't show my kids, you know, it is what it is. Okay, of course, Princess Elizabeth is on Daddy's neck. I can see it now. Such a lovely family. Yeah, and I think there's a video that I saw days later where I think it was a promotion thing. There were a group of kids in an area. So while the adults, like in this picture, the previous tweet that I was showing you, the adults are talking. So they're probably parents with the other kids to manage them. Probably Harry was with the kids, you know, to keep an eye on Little Bit and Archie and stuff. Okay, it's the law in California. Yes, it is. Okay, not according to, was it Town and Country? The Duchess made a beeline for the door, racing. Town and Country. Okay, Town and Country is the authority, the meaning of modern society, and amusing guide to exceptional people and exclusive places. So People magazine had an article on Harry. So whoever was there must know. Whoever was there must know. So they probably have the picture of the kids. They just don't show it. Not according to Town and Country magazine, the Duchess made a beeline for the door, racing home to make dinner for the 2 kids she has with Prince Harry, 5-year-old Archie and 3-year-old Lily. The family loves to eat together too. Below are some books Meghan mentioned they have chosen. Let's see here. They are talking about a different day. Oh, okay. No, they're not. Okay, I don't know. I didn't read it, so I don't know. So the conversation continue here. No, they're not. The Town and Country isn't talking about another day. Let's see here. Okay. The day she talked about going to make dinner, she was wearing a jumpsuit, not this. According to both People magazine and Town and Country, the kids weren't with them. Okay, I don't know. I didn't read any of them, so I can't say. But you could see from that picture here, there's a small head here. So whose head is that? Nobody knows. All right, let's see here. People magazine never said Archie and Lilibet was there. Again, I didn't read it, so I don't know. Will it be the part, where's that? Let me see something. There's one video I did where Town and Country, this one, season 5 episode 112, People magazine on the Sussexes. So I don't know if it's that one or whatever. Let's see, these pictures are from 2nd September before the grand opening. The grand opening was last week, where she spoke about going home to cook. People magazine never said the kids were there, and if kids were there, then Daily Mail will have posted the pictures. Let's see here. The photographer cropped them out because he or she will be in trouble with California law. Okay, so that's the thing they're talking about here. I come back out of here. So let's see here. Okay, I read that there is law in California that you cannot show young children and media posts without the parents' permission. Not at the request of the parents. It's illegal in California to publish photos of children without parent consent. It's why Harry and Meghan feel more safe there. The toxic British media and the blood-sucking cretins that continue to terrorize Harry and Meghan for profit should learn from this. I mean, they have an idea. They know. I spoke about it like 2 years ago on this channel, where Harry sued I think it's X17, for taking not only aerial view of their property and showing things. What was it? Was it their kids in it too? There was something that had to do with kids. And I know I spoke about the California law already. We have laws here in California to protect children against stalking by the media, hence no photos unless there is permission. Glad we do. They can keep Archie and Lily's life as private as they want. California has pretty strict rules when it comes to kids. California states protect celebrity children. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. I think it's making reference to it. It's a video. Let's see here. Alright, let's pause. Alright, the British media curiosity surrounding Prince Harry's birthday trip with his best mate is unsettling. There is absolutely no way Harry will open his mouth about his plan with his friend or anything like that. And Harry's friends know not to go and blab their mouth to the media. The moment they do that, I'm pretty sure Harry will cut them off. They will not be into anything that he's doing. Alright, they still see him as the spineless, carefree, out-of-control teenager. There's a slap in the face here. They need to stay out of this grown man business and start being creepy. Alright, so let's listen here.
Kind of misses Playboy Harry.
Oh, we've lost Playboy Harry many moons ago, and I've got no problem with him going off on a Jolly Lads outing. That's what he wants to do to mark his 40th birthday. Then it's up to him. And
I mean, like this tweet says, the caption says, they should mind their own business. If any young people who's growing up, they need a role model. When you look, I'm not saying to copy his life because he's a privileged guy and he could get away with a lot of things. So couple of things that he's done, you could see the milestone throughout his life. It's pretty much been documented. Things that he's done throughout his life while he's trying to find his way. You could see the growth of Harry throughout his life. From childhood, from the time he lost his mom, and you could see the out of control person that he was, and then he turned his life around. But the other one, while they letting him be as free as he could be, the other brother, but at the same time, they're not only they're protecting him from letting the world know how he truly is, in comparison the way they did to Harry, they just, you know, they be more than happy to post anything negative about Harry that he did. So you could see the growth in Harry. But the other brother, there's some pictures. I didn't even bother put them here on this video, but I post them on my community board. So if you guys want to, if you're not on Twitter, okay, and you want to know what's going on, what the squad are talking about, I really suggest you, you know, hit the subscribe button and follow me. I'm not on every social media. I'm only on here, on YouTube, Twitter, and IG. That's it. I'm not all over. I have an account on Facebook. I'm not even going on there as often. So if you want to know what they're talking about, things that I find interesting, I may not know everything because I don't follow a lot of people, but the good squad is who talk about things. I will share some stuff that I feel like you guys should know. So I will suggest you follow me, hit the subscribe button, because if I don't mention on a video, most likely I post it on my community board for you to see. Okay, so yeah, let's get back to this. Yeah, like I was saying, Harry is a person, you could see his growth, how he has changed. He hasn't stuck in one place and never make any improvement in his life. Like for instance, when you look at what is it, Travelers, $3 trillion. This idea of his in a short period of time. So he's a man with good ideas and good morals, and you could see the changes in his life. And he pretty much, he told us, and his family refused to listen to him, and the papers in the UK. All right, so let's start all over. I talk too much. All right.
You wouldn't expect him to bring his wife.
The whole country sort of kind of misses Playboy Harry.
Oh, we've lost Playboy Harry many moons ago, and I've got no problem with.
And many of these, I'm sorry I interrupted. I have to anyway, so YouTube don't mess with my channel. But this guy tends to like want to speak for the country. I don't think so. I don't think the country really feel like they miss Harry the way these people are, you know, salivating about Harry. From what I've read, many UK Brits are happy Harry is living his best life. They would love to see him back in the country to continue to do the thing that he was doing, but because the uncertainty, the how do you call this, the way the tabloid are after him, well-minded Brits prefer Harry where he's at, safe and sound with his family. But if all of this nonsense that his family, meaning William and Charles, make his life a danger in his country, I don't think the people, the well-minded Brits, want that for him. They want the best for Harry, and I think well-minded Brits are happy that Harry is happy where he's at. And the other thing as well, Harry doesn't forget where he's from. He's still taking care of, you know, the thing that matters to him, and he always bring in the Brits along with them. Like for instance, when he went to Nigeria and Colombia, well, it's a different story for Colombia. He didn't let them in. He didn't give them any access in Colombia. But he still managed to let the Brits in, especially in Nigeria, bring in BBC to go along, so the people who cares about the things that he's doing can see what he's doing. But as the tabloid in the UK continuously harass him and his family and spin the things that he's doing in a completely 360, he rather shut them out. And you could understand why he does that. He wants you guys, all of us, the world, to know the truth of what he's doing. But if they fail to report the truth to you, so what's the point of letting them in? So they're really kicking themselves in the butt. They want to make money, but at the same time, they seem to not be able to let their bad habit go. Like completely just report the truth so the people will know. But they are into that sinister type of journalism where they can not let it go. But all Harry is asking, just tell the truth. And that actually somewhat hurt the UK as well, especially those who care about the good things that Harry is doing. But these people seem to want to speak for the rest of the UK, but they're not. It's almost like the way Trump was talking in the debate, as if America wanted Roe versus Wade to turn around. And I'm glad Kamala Harris hit him, stop him in the track and said, no, give certain example, women bleeding in the parking lot, the husband is next to them, physician refused to touch them because they don't want to go to jail. So did America want that? No.
Doctor or nurse to provide health care. In one state, it provides prison for life. Trump abortion bans that make no exception even for rape and incest, which understand what that means. A survivor of a crime of violation to their body does not have the right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That is immoral. And one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree. The government, and Donald Trump certainly, should not be telling a woman what to do with her body. I have talked with women around our country. You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot. She didn't want that. Her husband didn't want that. A 12 or 13-year-old survivor of incest being forced to carry a pregnancy to term. They don't want that. And I pledge to you, when Congress passes a bill to put back in place the protections of Roe v. Wade, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. But understand, if Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban. Understand, in his Project 2025, there would be a national abortion, a monitor that would be monitoring your pregnancies, your miscarriages. I think the American people believe that certain freedoms, in particular the freedom to make decisions about one's own body, should not be made by the government.
There is a step of safety to proceed with these things. So these people are making the claim for the Brits. So I know for a fact they're not speaking for the Brits. They're speaking for themselves. Again, let's start all over. You guys gonna hate me for doing that.
The whole country kind of misses Playboy Harry.
Oh, we've lost Playboy Harry many moons ago, and I've got no problem with him going off on a jolly lads outing. That's what he wants to do to mark his 40th birthday. Then it's up to him, and you wouldn't expect him to bring his wife along. He's having a private celebration with her and the children. Let's just hope that Harry does not end up doing what he did in 2012, playing naked billiards with scantily clad women. And
this is the thing that they want Harry to continue doing. Harry moves on. Harry moves on. How do they know Harry's gonna celebrate his birthday privately with only his wife and kids? You don't know. Nobody knows. For them to even say, which typically sometimes is the logical things most people would do, but you don't know if there's friends and families gonna come and celebrate with him. You don't know. Oh my goodness.
Allowing them to take pictures of him, which ended up in the newspapers. He's got to be careful. I mean, he's a married man now. He's got 2 children, and, if he's got an ounce of brain in his body.
Travelers will be in New York for Climate Week. Today we are a $3 trillion coalition.
If he's got an ounce of brain in his body.
Today we are a $3 trillion coalition.
He won't get up to anything that could cause him any problems.
We are a $3 trillion coalition.
With his wife. She won't be taking prisoners if he does.
Everybody wants to see him laughing. Everyone wants to see the cheeky, chappy Prince Harry.
You want to talk about this is what people wanted? Pregnant women who want to carry a pregnancy to term, suffering from a miscarriage, being denied care in an emergency room because the healthcare providers are afraid they might go to jail, and she's bleeding out in a car in the parking lot? She didn't want that.
But we have been updated, I think, that he's very much into his mindfulness and yoga and his clean way of living. I know. He's got his birthday this Sunday on the 15th. He's going to have a private little gathering, obviously with his wife and children.
They don't know. They don't know. It's just, oh my God, these people are ridiculous. Nobody knows.
Children at his Montecito mansion, but it's the getaway with his close.
They had to mention the mansion in his mansion. Oh my goodness. Look how she quickly squeezed in the word mention in there.
Gathering, obviously with his wife and children at his Montecito mansion, but it's the getaway with his closest mates that we're quite interested in. I would
believe me, if Harry was gonna do that, there is absolutely no way these people will know. We will only know afterward, so they don't know.
I'd love to think that this is really authentic and it is going to be a great time for him and his mates, and he's going to let his hair down, as you can imagine, and have a few drinks and have a good time. I don't know, a part of me just thinks it's so ideal, isn't it, from a PR point of view, again, that he is going away with his mates. We obviously, when he comes to the UK, Meghan's not with him, and everyone talks about how they're almost not together in that, you know, stance. Meghan's not supporting him. She should be travelling with him to the UK. Now seeing him,
she's saying this BS as if we don't know the danger of what the UK is for Meghan. They literally told her to go home, and then so many people have been arrested because they're trying to threaten her life. So she's talking as if none of this exists. What the hell is wrong with the UK, with these people?
Traveling, you know, spending some time with mates, it sort of almost normalizes this situation where he goes away on his own.
Oh my God. So there's Harry's picture here. They don't know shit. Let me see. They are very crazy and immature people. No wonder Prince Harry has outgrown them. Yeah. They still think of him a little boy. So creepy, actually. Okay, it's truly unsettling, especially knowing these are grown-ass adults acting like children. There's a slap in the face, and I can only hope Prince Harry have a wonderful birthday weekend with his family and friends. Okay, he's 40 effing years old. He's not a boy, and certainly not a playboy. Yeah, like I was saying at the beginning of this video, you could see the progress of Harry throughout his life. Okay, the thing that they have shown of him, because they were more than happy to display everything about him on their papers, you could associate each of these his action with ages. Right now, I'm dealing with my oldest. He's displaying some behaviors where I have to remind myself this is the age and this is my job to set him straight on the right path. So you could associate all of Harry's action throughout his years and to now, how he has become a completely different person. He has grown into a respectable young man. Now he's a family man. He's doing everything. Things that he was doing a couple years ago, you cannot associate it with him continue doing that. You know who's another person you could associate? You could see the growth, okay? Even though I still don't follow him, but certain clips here and there of him before become a married man is, McConaughey. What's his first name? Something McConaughey. Before he was married with children, you will see him running around with his shirtless. I mean, you can understand he was a young man, single, running and probably looking for a wife. So he had to display his, I'm not saying this is the way to do it, but him running with, what's that cyclist who's deal with doping and all of that. I forgot his name. All right, before he was married, you see him almost everywhere and things like that. And then now he's a married man. You very rarely see him. He's a family man now, so you could somewhat see Harry's life, even though Harry's life was much more in display, like the tabloid did, to see while they were propping up the other brother, and with McConaughey to a certain point of his life. The difference is when McConaughey was a child till he was making movies, you didn't really see his private life too much. But once he become a public figure, when he's running, people taking pictures, you see him and things like that. But other than that, once he become married, you don't see him doing the things he was doing a couple years prior. Completely different human being. Okay? And always, you know, let me not go there. Never mind. Let me read what's there and then move on. All right. For God's sake, the man is 40 years old. He is not a giddy youngster looking for kicks. The way they are wishing and hoping that he does something dumb. Yeah, I think that's what they're looking for. This is some sick shit. These people are actually bad crazy. They're such freaks. All right, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. That's not up. I think let's see here. Let me make sure. I almost skipped something here. Okay, so that's another picture, again taken while she was walking. Nobody knows if the kids were with her or not. The fact that Meghan went with Archie for his outing and the press crap him out of the picture says a lot about how the American press respect their children's privacy. And my last tweet that I just read, we do not know. There were that discussion between Town and Country and what is it, and People magazine. We do not know, so let's leave it as that. OMG, I just stated that it's nice that there seems to be a type of press that actually respect the Sussex's children's boundaries, and folks took it as if I was praising the media. The point is that I'm glad they can go to places in the US with their children without worrying about paps. This was never an issue. Well, at some point it was, but once they put the law, there's that understanding. Okay, it's the UK who dangling money to people in the US to commit crimes so they could go and, you know, print out their BS. So people need to understand themselves what, when those people are dangling money in front of them, to not, you know, break the law. Because at the end of the day, once you break the law, it's you alone that's will be in trouble. Even if they're gonna, let's say, help you financially to prove yourself in court, but the thing is in your record. You're gonna move along with this tarnished aspect within your record. So people just need to pay attention and, you know, have good moral. It's almost like the way YouTube is doing with my channel. I'm moving to that now, where they, what was it? Let me pause for a second. I wanted to make sure I don't go on the tab that shows some private information. All right, like for instance here, inspiration. They're giving you something to inspire you to talk about. All right, different channels that talk similar to the same topic that I talk about. Looking at the thumbnails themselves does not fit with my narrative, the things that I talk about on my channel. And they're showing here, what is it, 186,000 plus views, 9,000 plus, 74,000 plus, 94,000 plus. Even though I would love to have that views on my channel, and I hope you guys, when you watch my channel, you hit the likes on the video and share them. That's how it generates views as well. But just because of the views, and when you look and listen to the thing that they're talking about, that's not me. That's not the route I want to go. So just because of views, that doesn't mean I have to let down my morals. I'm not about that. Yeah, I do say some stuff. Many of you sometimes don't agree with me. You let it be known and we have the discussion in the comments if I do come across them. But we have to keep our values in check. And this is what's happening right now in the US with politics and many other things. The UK is dangling money to citizens of the US to do the wrong thing. And then with that, you are disrupting the process of democracy. While these people on the other side, they are safe from their own rules because they're the one who's sort of running the country on the other side of the pond. But you are a citizen here. To make democracy work, you have to be part of it, not help destroy it, which is what Trump is doing, destroying democracy. Every chance that he gets to talk about democracy is in a negative way. So if there is a problem, you have to fix it. Nothing is perfect. But anyway, that goes with democracy, with your morals and all of that. Understand yourself, what you're all about. Yes, there will be mistakes here and there. Nobody is perfect. But when you literally let your morals down and then you take bribes, you take money to do the negative things, it's not good. It's similar. The other example I could use is Simon Rex. Alright, even though he was in a harsh situation, he never went in full details how bad his situation was at the time when the Diddy fell. Is it Diddy fell? Whatever, one of the pops in the UK. Offer him $70,000 to speak ill of Meghan. Despite the fact that he could have used the money at that time. He was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Meghan is a good person.
know we can rely on you for being a great guy. So what an incredible friend you were to Meghan Markle is. Have you guys hung out at all since then?
No, we haven't spoken. She just wrote me a very nice thank you letter and I framed it, and that was very nice of her to do. She just appreciated that I was honest, but it's so funny that we live in a time where everyone's like, it's such a big deal. I just did the right thing. Right. You know, it's okay to feel like that should be the norm and the status quo, but it's like, whoa, it's so crazy. He told the truth. I think we should all be a little more honest.
Well, thank you for doing the right thing.
And move on with his life. Okay, can you imagine if he had done that back then and now the table is turning? How would we, especially me, I know I would be on him for that. Now that we know the truth, you know, eventually the truth will come out. How would he feel now that he did this back then? And thank God he did the right thing. He's moving on with his life. Who knows? Maybe he's a much better place than the time he was before. And all this is testing people's character. He had that test of character. Will you tarnish somebody's reputation, knowing full well that reputation is pretty much is as perfect as any human being can become? Meghan's reputation was clean. And thank God he respected the honor of integrity, self-respect, and said, no, I'm not going to take the money to tarnish her name. She's a good person. And he's been moving on with his life. I just going to imagine him now if he went the other way. Every chance that he get, I'm sure people will be on him on that. But he did the other way and just move on. Perfect example again. Look at the other side of Meghan's family. At the time, they needed the money. They let them. Well, if they had morals, I don't know. They let it go. They took the money that the UK was dangling in front of them.
It was an unfiltered interview with Thomas Markle. In retrospect, maybe we should have put a filter on him.
Exactly. We don't have a dump button, do we?
No.
No.
We need one now, I think. Yeah.
Went to as far as taking her to court, and the court saw the integrity of Meghan and said, no, I don't see what you're trying to do here. It doesn't fit with reality. This kind of thing. But anyway, I could go on again. All right. And okay, I read some of this. In California, putting out in the public domain pictures of celebrity children is not a misdemeanor. It's a felony. There is a reason Harry and Meghan live in California. Well, number one, that's where Meghan used to live. She was living in Canada. That's for work. But her main thing was California. Let me see if New York has. I never really look into New York. Because, let's look. I'm sure there are some laws in different states, but for the sake of this video, let me see for New York. Okay, it seems like New York does not have similar to California, but there are some stuff here. Let's see here. This is for New York. The question that I asked Google, what is the New York state laws for celebrity kids with paparazzi? New York State doesn't have a law that specifically prohibits paparazzi from photographing celebrity children, but it does have a right of privacy law that protects people's name, portrait, and pictures from being used for advertising or trade without their consent. In New York, plaintiffs can sue for compensatory damages if their right of publicity is violated. They can also sue for exemplary or punitive damages if the defendant knew the plaintiff didn't consent to the use of their image. Okay, some said the paparazzi techniques invade celebrities' privacy right. However, the difficulty in prosecuting paparazzi is that they often work in public places where the right to privacy is limited. Some other states have laws that limit paparazzi activities, including, there's the California here. In 2013, California passed a law that made it misdemeanor to photograph a celebrity's child in a harassing way. Okay, so there's Hawaii here. Hawaii is considering an anti-paparazzi law that will limit how, when, and where photographers can take pictures of celebrities. Very interesting. All right, so there's this here. Some states, for example, New York State, make it misdemeanor taking pictures of minor for the purpose of trade or the purpose of advertisement without parents or guardian consent, thus somewhat guarding them from paparazzi shots while they are going about their business in New York, going to school and such. All right, so there are some in New York, but the one in California is very specific. It's very specific. So yeah, that's that. All right, so let's go back to Twitter. I'm done with this. Let's move on to the next one. Next one, and I have, let me make sure I don't, again, I almost skip one. I have two more. So there's that. A stark contrast between privacy laws in the US and Britain. In the US, legislation have been enacted to protect privacy with a particular focus on safeguarding children. California law criminalizing the photography of celebrities' children was passed thanks to Governor Jerry Brown, who signed it into law in 2013. This could be one of the many reasons Prince Harry has chosen the US instead of the UK to raise his children.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened.
This could be one of the many reasons Prince Harry has chosen the US instead of the UK to raise his children.
But I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work. And we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
As much respect.
With as much
and,
respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them.
We know there's much more to that. Okay? They literally, Harry was willing to stay in the UK. The brother kicked him out. Literally hire someone to write some document to make sure Harry is out, not working royal. So let's not forget about that. With that, they forced him out.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
So guess where they have to go? Where did Meghan come from? Meghan live in the US, where? In California. So she had to go there. Even though, let's say for instance, they didn't make it permanent, but she will have to go exactly where she know she's from, her mother's there, to at least orient herself. And then if she decided California, let's say for instance New York was her hometown, what if later on she decided I don't want to live here anymore? So the moment she left the UK, the very first place she will have to go are the 2 familiar places that she's aware of. There's Canada, where she was working for 7 years, and of course her hometown. Let's say if New York was the hometown, that's where she would have gone. And then later on, she could, once she got her feet wet and start knowing exactly what she want, where they want to really make something permanent, then they will move from there. But they have to go to their origin, which is her hometown. And it's not just by accident, because that's where she's from. And her mother was living there. Alright, so she retweeted that. People magazine reported that Meghan, Harry, Archie, and Little Beth were all at the bookstore. The children were cropped out the photos, probably at the request of the parents. Internet sleuths are convinced that red hair is Prince Archie. That's the one I just share. There's the thing here. So she retweeted that. Alright, the best decision they ever made, especially with Prince Harry's own experience as a child. Again, this was something was chosen for them. Okay? We need to remember that. It was a decision that was chosen for them to leave. And they make it impossible for them to actually cement it, create a foundation. And it was to, thank God, Tyler Perry, with God's luck, to give them a place to take a breather, start thinking, where do I want to be, or something like that. Tyler Perry literally offered them his house to stay, while after William and Charles kicked Harry out, they knew where he was, which was at that time, once they left the UK, they went to Canada on a private island away from mainstream mainland of Canada. They went and stayed there. They were fine for a while, but as soon as the Charles was aware where he's at, they sent people behind him. Okay, it was on his documentary. He blurred out the people's face, the person's face that was right at his doorstep. Why was this guy there? And then the pandemic, they really had to do something because people were not going anywhere. And now the paparazzi know where they at. They had to move. I mean, when you think about this, this is very, very sinister of his side of the family. And thank God, Tyler Perry was there, was able to provide him a plane and then his home to take a breather, to orient themselves.
I never knew I would know a prince and a princess. That wasn't even what that was about. What I was reaching out to her for was because they were giving her hell. Right. And a lot of it was because she was a black woman.
Absolutely.
And I flat out, no denying it, I completely knew that, and I wanted to reach out and let her know that there was somebody there for her. And I sent her a note, and not expecting anything to come of it, and she said, thank you so much, and that was it. And a couple of years later, we started talking, and she was able to talk, and the only reason I'm sharing this is because she shared it first.
Okay.
Yeah. And we were able to talk, and she was telling me some of the things that were going on, and I'm just so proud of where they are now, because I'm gonna tell you something. Those two people love each other. I don't care what anybody says. I'm seeing it up close, and you can't fool me.
Yeah,
I got the Holy Ghost. Okay. You can't fool me. I know what's real. They really genuinely love each other. So I'm just so happy to see where they are now.
And then now they stay at where they at now. They made it a very difficult situation for them, and thank God again with Tyler Perry to give them a hand. And Harry and Meghan appreciate that. They know what Tyler Perry did for them. Alright, so ensuring, okay, what was that? The best decision they ever made, especially with Prince Harry's own experience as a child. Again, this was William's choice for him. Okay, he kicked them out, and then they made his life a living hell, hoping that he will come back. But instead, there were people who were there who were able to help him to get themselves cemented and oriented and get themselves together. And that's what they've done. Alright, ensuring that history will not repeat itself with Archie and Lily. We just need to keep on praying. Things happen, we just need to keep praying. Let me read what's there and then move on. In Britain, you can show children's faces as well. You have to blur their faces. The reason you will have seen their faces is due to public nature of the royal family. That's the difference with California law. It protects the privacy of celebrities' children. That's why we can't see photos of Archie and Lily unless they were released by Harry and Meghan. Let's see here. My point here is stating there is a UK law which protects celebrity children as well. From the way, well, I guess the way the royal family allowed to display their children. I guess they don't care about their kids, but yeah, when Harry was young, he didn't have a say, but the father just threw him under the bus, I guess. That's the only way I could say. So I guess Charles had approved for the papers to display his kids nonstop. And Harry was like, I didn't like it, so therefore my kids are not going to have it. And when you look at William, on the other hand, he's a complete 360. He's following the father's footstep. Who knows how his children going to react to him when they grow up themselves, when they become adult. And the other thing I guess I could say with this is, if Harry and Meghan were still in the UK and they have, you know, the children with them, and remember, Meghan was trying to follow their rule, whatever rule that they had. She was trying her best to follow their rules. But it seems like they keep on, the rules was always adjusting whenever Meghan tried to maneuver herself. So Meghan could never do anything right according to the institution. And also, when you look at when Meghan was suing the paper, right? Before, Meghan was following the institution, you know, she gave so much trust to the institution, thinking that they're gonna do something about it. They never did. And this is when she decided to say, F this, I'm gonna hire my own lawyer to sue the paper. And she won. And they were giving her the runaround. Oh, we're gonna do that. Whatever nonsense they were giving her. Okay? Eventually, she got her lawyer and then sued them and then won. I don't know how this was gonna go when it comes to the children. And I think by then, if they were still over there, Harry and Meghan, they are quick learners. They already see how the institution works. So I think if the institution was trying to throw them under the bus, they would have done something about it. But it's hard to say, and we know Harry and Meghan will do what needs to be done to protect their children. Harry and Meghan were not gonna play the same game as the other brother. But it was gonna be a very difficult situation for them because Meghan could never do anything right, according to the institution's perspective, whatever it is. She closed her door, there's an issue. She did this, there's an issue. She does that, there's another issue. Meanwhile, the others are doing some stupid things out of nowhere. They're applauding for them. So I don't know how this was gonna be, but I know Harry and Meghan were gonna fight for their children. But thank God they're out of there. They're doing their thing. We see how they were, how they're running things right now. So when they telling them to come and wave to them and all of that, Meghan and Harry was not gonna play with them. Even at the beginning, when Meghan first got over there, they wanted to have an interview with Meghan. Harry said no. And thank God Meghan is a good listener and, you know, listen to Harry. Sometimes I think about it, I was like, I don't think I would have listened, because knowing my naivety, let's say, you know, if I was Meghan and I've been in the public eyes, I know how, how to maneuver with the with paparazzi and all of that. But we see how they go with the stupid jealousy. So thank God Meghan listened to Harry and then do the interview and just, they work as one. But there would have been problem. They will try to throw the kids under the bus, but Harry and Meghan will do what needs to be done to protect them, if they were over there. Okay, I agree. There are celebrities in the UK too. Have you seen their children? That's a good point. Hold on a minute. I have seen pictures of Suri Cruz since she was born. It was signed into law in 2013. You've probably seen her photo before that, or it was approved for release by both parents. Now she's, 18 now? There were videos of her when she's going to college and all of that. Alright, before and after 2013, and tons of pictures of the Kardashian kids. Okay, I don't follow them, so I don't know. You can publish celebrities' kids in California without parents' consent. That's the law. Alright, no, the law does not say that. There are plenty of photos of celebrity kids post 2013, especially of Jennifer Garner's kids, who was the driving forces behind this law. Are you saying she's approving of all those photos? All right, so there's that here. California Governor Jerry Brown signed a bill into law Tuesday that restricts photographers' right to photograph children of celebrities. September 27, 2013. California Governor Jerry Brown signed a bill into law Tuesday that restricts photographers' right to photograph the children of celebrities. The bill goes in effect January 1st. The bill, authored by Senator Kevin DeLeon, Democrat, Los Angeles, punishes someone who intentionally harasses the child, any other person, because of that person's employment. Harassment, as outlined in the bill, means willful conduct that seriously alarms, annoy, torment, or terrorize. You see, I had put the word terrorize in one of my videos, which is to describe the behavior of the tabloid in the UK. Alright, terrorizes the child and that serves no legitimate purpose. It includes conduct occurring during the course of any actual or attempt recording of the child's image or voice by following the child or lying in wait and without consent of the parent. Kids shouldn't be a tabloid father nor the target of, let's see here. Okay, so there's that. 16 years old. The bill also states that distribution of child's images does not violate the law, but rather it is the act of creating it. Alright, so there's that. Let's move on. Next tweet. Alright, so I see here regarding WanK, William and Kate. What is that? I've been trying to avoid them. What did I have here? Okay. Alright, so, okay, I see. There's my response here. Let's see here. When was that? When did I do? An hour ago, before I started recording. Alright, remember when the young woman approached Sussex Squad on Twitter wanting to know why we love Meghan, supposedly for her PhD research, and it turned out she was in fact a KP intern. What the hell? Willie and Kate are still flummoxed why their evil machination haven't worked. I mean, if you spending your entire time focusing on negative things, what do you expect? What do you expect? Instead, just ignore Harry and Meghan, focus on your work. Their things are, I don't know, are in crumble instead of focusing on helping the UK, the citizen, because this is the nonsense that they tell people why they're receiving millions of pounds and not paying tax on many other things. This is why they're there. So why don't they focus on the people? Alright, so let me pause this. There's me here. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan were telling them exactly who they are to them. That's, for instance, when during the engagement interview where Harry and Meghan were talking about things that they're looking forward to do.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well. Is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that. Yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes. You've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do.
And it's an immense change. You're getting a new country out of it, a husband obviously, but also giving up your
nice,
career.
This is nice.
And literally Meghan told them what they were gonna do, and we see the moment she was over there what she did. You could plug in together. She wanted to work with things that associate with her values, you know, the soup kitchen, okay, the Together books and all of that. And was it something works, I forgot the name. You know, all the stuff she did while she was over there. Meghan was already sharing her life, what she wanted to share on social media. Instead of looking at her social media pages, they went full-blown Flintstone espionage on her. William and Kate are freaking evil. Please proceed on their asses. They can't mind their own business. Alright, William and Kate are two of the most narcissistic, greedy, cruel, fake, and entitled people on the planet. They will go to hell. The big reset is to try and walk away from all the evil shit they've done. Yeah, they should stop. People been telling them. Alright, so there's that. This one I cannot see. Okay, I closed my account around Christmas last year and only opened a new one to tweet about the election, so I missed this. But for clarification, are you saying the young woman who was from the Bahamas and doing her PhD on the effect of the negativity of the press was a KP staff? No, this was a white young lady about 4 years ago, said her PhD research was on Meghan specifically and asked to interview people. Squad found her profile on LinkedIn with KP listed on it. She deleted it and her Twitter account once outed. I don't know. I swear. I don't know about this. I think I sort of heard about the research aspect of things, but I didn't know all of this. That's news to me here. Okay, yeah, I remember now that you mentioned the LinkedIn. Thanks. Okay, yep, I remember that girl. LOL, she was like a Busiswa. Speaking of Busiswa, whatever happened to her? Busiswa is still hanging around on Twitter. I saw another scam she was running a year ago. The squad of some freaking detective. Let's see here. But so okay, that's that. I thought she died. She died. Okay. Let's put it in quote. She died. Okay, let me read what's there and move on. Okay, it is so weird and odd to me that they haven't thought of just being good people or pretending to be, as in find a cause, get behind said cause 100%, throw some money at it and take pics. Like, what is so hard about that? Kathy could get behind kids with cancer charity or some. Yeah, like how hard it is to just do something authentic, but they seem incapable. Yeah, I remember that squad did its thing and exposed them. Thumbs up. Yeah, the squad don't play. That's the thumbs up. The fact they have to send an intern to figure it out is their whole problem. They are so completely clueless. Egg is so stuck in resentment toward his brother that he can't even see straight. The beard look awful on him. I suspect they are using market research firm now, and they are trying to copy everything the research found is appealing to Harry and Meghan, and as usual they think throwing money into PR will do the trick. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they can't go naturally. I've said this a long time ago. I don't know which channel that I said. They want things. In one specific video, I think it was a little bit after the docu-series, when Harry, or was it Spare, where Harry was talking how he loves Meghan. You know, I even created a video and turned it into like a music video where Harry was talking about the beauty of Meghan. And in another video that I did bring that up again, where I spoke about the architecture, the way things are in a specific line. Things have to be in order. Yeah, when Harry was saying something about the order and things can go into chaos. Okay?
Traveled the world from top to bottom, literally. I'd hopscotched the continents. I'd met hundreds of thousands of people. I'd crossed paths with a ludicrously large cross-section of the planet's 7 billion residents. For 32 years, I'd watched a conveyor belt of faces pass by, and only a handful ever made me look twice. This woman stopped the conveyor belt. This woman smashed the conveyor belt to bits. I'd never seen anyone so beautiful. Why should beauty feel like a punch in the throat? Does it have something to do with our innate human longing for order? Isn't that what scientists say? And artists? That beauty is symmetry, and therefore represents a relief from the chaos? Certainly my life to that point had been chaotic. I can't deny hungering for order, can't deny seeking a bit of beauty. I'd just come back from a trip with Pa, Willie and Kate to France, where we'd marked the anniversary of the Battle of the Somme. honoured the British dead, and I'd read a haunting poem, Before Action. It was published by a soldier 2 days before he died in action. It ended, "Help me to die, O Lord." Reading it out, I realised I didn't want to die. I wanted to live. A fairly staggering revelation for me just then. But this woman's beauty and my response to it wasn't based merely on symmetry. There was an energy about her, a wild joy and playfulness. There was something in the way she smiled, the way she interacted with Violet, the way she gazed into the camera. Confident, free. She believed life was one grand adventure. I could see that. What a privilege it would be, I thought, to join her on that journey. I got all of that from her face.
For the institution, if things are not aligned, there's step 1, step 2, step 3, where their eyes could fix straight into one thing at a time. This is the way they could maneuver. And this is why they want to put people into certain categories. Otherwise, when people are moving freely and do different things, they can't manage. They go, their brain go crazy. They want to know everything. Step 1, this person get up at this time. This is the first thing that he does. The second thing that he does. So forth, so on. Things have to be in a specific order. They cannot maneuver where people can do different things at different times. There has to be a blueprint, a pattern of things for them to be able to function. For the public, there have to be a pattern of function for them. But to move freely, to move around and do things naturally, they can't function. You see, even during the funeral, the Queen's funeral, they had to bring that guru guy to help them maneuver. And for them to get that shot. For them to be able to post it wherever. They just performers. That's all they are. They are performers. Meanwhile, they were born into that institution and they know their purpose. All they had to do is focus on the purpose and do that thing. But whatever it is that they put in their brain, where this is this way, this has to be that way, or whatever, that specific order of things. I see Harry and Meghan doing things naturally, freely, depend on the situation, on the space that they are in. They're moving naturally and interacting with people freely, right? So they have to know what is the secret or top secret for them to be able to do that. Is there a specific secret for them to do that, to be able to be dancing or moving around with people, interacting with people? What is the secret? Find the secret for me. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are just purely natural. Depend on the space. You could hear Meghan when she was in Colombia. She said something like she feel whatever she was feeling at that time being in Colombia. She feel free and whatever. Okay, it depends on the space, the environment. They adapt and adjust and readjust. They were able to walk out freely. So for the others, what is the secret? What is the blueprint that they did? I need to know it so I could do the same thing. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are just doing their thing naturally. They need what they see people like, so they have to find the pattern of the people. Meanwhile, people have different ideas, different perspective, and they see what Harry's doing. It aligns to them. It makes sense. Harry's a good person. All they need to do is be good people and stand up for the people. I've been saying this forever. All they need to do is stand with the people. Whatever they consider is right. I don't know if they have anything in their vocabulary that means to do good, to be good people. I don't know if they have that in their nature, in their conscience, to do good things. They just don't know. I really don't understand this from what I've seen. Okay, all these are full-blown my opinion. But from looking at them, since I started reading things about them. Then they went on after Meghan, so I started looking into them, and I realized they are freaking robots. They can't operate naturally. So this is why they need to hire people to see what the people like and try to do the things for the people. It's unnatural. Everything that they've done is just performing. And I have to give Bojo's sister credit. She's right. She is absolutely right. They are performers. Putin, performing. And they give him the freaking nuclear code and he's bombing people left and right without any focus on strategic. And this is why we cannot let Trump do that. We may not like Camilla, but we need someone who's calm and collected and be able to think naturally. Hire different people to do different things that they are good at. Nobody is good at everything. So you have to hire people who's good at certain things to help you make proper decisions. And these people wants to rule the world. They're freaking stupid. And now he's, you know, he decided to grow his beard. Meanwhile, Harry has a reason for his beard. You could see, they don't even need to tell us. Harry doesn't even need to tell us. We could see, or maybe he did, or I missed it, or someplace where when, yeah, I think he did, that Meghan loves it. And this is why he went and asked his grandmothers if he could keep his beard. Meghan loved his beard, so there was a reason for it. But William doesn't have a reason for it. There was one tweet that I come across where the squad said you could see why the queen told William to not grow his beard, because the beard doesn't look good on him. But Harry had a reason, a purpose for doing certain things. His wife loves it. Guess what? My wife loves it. She touches my face when she's kissing me and this of that. So I want her to have that feeling of. So there was a reason, a sentiment behind it. William doesn't have a reason. The only reason that he sees, we see, you know, the squad jokes a lot. Even with his Harry's hair, okay, his head. The squad find something funny about almost everything. So when the squad are joking about certain things, we turn it into a completely 360, and he thinks this is the reason why we like Harry. Meanwhile, Harry's doing so many other things. We champion behind him because the things that he's doing, there's a cause. It helps society. Does that make sense to William? Go create something and stand behind it 100%. You don't need to do 10 million things. Pick one and focus on it. With that child's brain and baby brain and all of that, I don't know. And I always find it very complex because psychology is complex. And kids can't really express their thoughts. So I thought that was a cause that was very complex to the mumbo to do. But if she really behind it, there's a lot of expert who's been into that. Bring them along to help you with that cause. There are people who spend countless of hours in their basement to study things. All right, bring these people along. All right, so anyway, that's something else. Let me read what's there. Is that a small little thread conversation? All right, the fact that they have to send an intern to figure it out is their whole problem. They're also completely clueless. Egg is so stuck in resentment toward his brother that he can't even see straight. The beard look off on him. I suspect they're using a market research firm now, and they are trying to copy everything the research found is appealing about Harry and Meghan, and usually they think throwing money into the PR will do the trick. There isn't a market research firm that can manufacture love and respect. He feels like Trump to me. Yeah, I mean, he can't even fake real emotion. There is no fixing that, that's for sure. Looks like Kate's been on a pub crawl. There's all of that. So let me go to the next one. Alright, so this is my last one. I see King Charles III. What is that? Right, King Charles may want to make up with Prince Harry and his family, but the Camilla Parker Bowles problem will always be there. Camilla Parker Bowles is the other woman who tormented Prince Harry's mom and now colludes with befriended some of Meghan's most hateful trolls. So the Camilla Parker Bowles problems remain. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
That she started a campaign in the British press to pave the way for a marriage, and you wrote I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy.
Mm-hmm.
How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
That made her dangerous.
That made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press. And there was open willingness on both sides to trade of information. And with a family built on hierarchy, and with her on the way to being Queen Consort, there was going to be people or bodies left in the street because of that.
There's no coming back with Charles. Charles is in that position. Let him rot there. I don't know what can be done with this. That wife is another one. I don't even know what to say. I think everything that I need to say about her have already been said. So that's that. Let me see. My notification is popping. Let me check if it's something I could share with you. Alright, so this is someone who had posted something about Harry. Happy birthday, good King Harry. And then when I read it, I got confused a little bit. And I was like, isn't it tomorrow? You know, and thank God she took it the way. Because some people, when you type something, they take it the wrong way. Alright, but anyway, so yes, it's tomorrow, Sunday, is Harry's birthday. And by the way, and I posted on my community board, I found out what, the 13th. Okay, let me type his name. Tyler Perry's birthday. Oops. Tyler Perry's birthday was the 13th, and plus I've been out of Twitter online. That I'm not online that much. Even though you may see videos, that's because I schedule them. Okay, I schedule a lot on both channels. Alright, so as of today, I have until September 26th. This one I never made public. I don't know. I'll see if I could. I did it a while back. What day did I do this one? Since 2022. Okay, February 9, 2022. I never made it public. I'm still thinking. This is the thing that I talk about Camilla's son and William and all of that. The British royal family soap opera. I never made it public. And I keep on pushing the date. Alright, so I put it June 30th, 2026. But here, this is the more recent. September 26, 2024. I scheduled that. And we are September 14th. So Tyler Perry's birthday, oops, where is it? Was September 13th. And many of us then wish him happy birthday. His net worth is $1.4 billion. That's a lot of money. And you see, Harry travel is $3 trillion. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we should always respect Tyler Perry for what he did for Harry and Meghan. And he has done many other things for other people. It's just that he doesn't publicize. He does his thing and then move on. Alright, so may God continue to protect them. And happy belated birthday. Alright, so that's that. Let's do a prayer. Prayer for protection. Alright, so let's just leave it as that. I don't want to go complex with it. Jesus, my Lord, I place my life in your hands. You are always faithful to rescue and protect me from evil people who wants to harm my loved ones or me. Put us in the right places at the right time to avoid harm. Guard my life, O Lord, from the works of the evil ones. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And don't forget to like the videos and share it, and that's how my channel will get some traction. I refuse to talk ill of Harry and Meghan. I criticize where I can, and it's up to you to agree or disagree with my thought process. All right, so that is it. Thank you for watching.